morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day to be a neighbor. It is Friday the 13th, and it's time to get some things happening this morning. I hope each and every one of you are committed to doing what you can to get to that next step this year, this year, this year. Well, I have a full day ahead of me, and I wanted to help some people out. How many of you guys have been enjoying these early morning sessions? Thank you so much for being faithful to these morning sessions. Okay? All we're trying to do is balance this thing out. All we're trying to do is balance this thing out. What do you mean, Coach Miller, when he says balance this thing out? Nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing broken. Hello? That's what I'm in pursuit of. All to the glory of God. How many of you could declare that this morning? Nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing broken. Come on, declare it right now. Declare it. I want you to declare it. You need to not be afraid to know what could be yours. Okay? Nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing broken. I want it all, Jamal. Well, Rosalind, I want it all. In other words, every day I'm going to do the work to become a better version of myself. Do I ever get tired of this? After a while, it becomes the habit. After a while, it becomes that healthy rhythm. A rhythm, Jamal, that you have become accustomed to when it comes to working out, right? When it comes to working out. So what happens is, if you continually do something, over time, it becomes a part of who you are. That's the reason why some people have a difficulty actually even embracing this message, because they have become accustomed to a defeated message. They've become accustomed to a passive message. They've become accustomed to a message that does not push them to be all that they are capable of being. Ricardo Miller is committed to challenging you to become the best version of yourself so God can be glorified. What is Ricardo Miller about? Man, he's about that effective living. The word says it all. Jamal, the word says it all. He is about challenging you not to be in denial. Yeah. I'm committed. I'm trying to make sure I'm not in denial. So this morning, how self-deception hinders effective living. How self-deception hinders effective living. That's what I want to talk about. Self-deception is a silent enemy to effective living. It blinds you to the truth, leaving you trapped in a circle of denial and inaction. Some people aren't going anywhere because what they believe. Some people aren't going anywhere because what they believe. There are people who say it's just going to happen. And they've waited a year and it didn't happen. And they waited 3 years and it didn't happen. And they're continuing to wait and it's not going to happen, because a lot of things aren't just going to happen. A lot of things aren't just going to happen. Faith without works is dead. When you deceive yourself, you avoid confronting the hard realities that needs to be addressed. And as a result, growth becomes impossible. Growth becomes impossible. Better becomes impossible, because oftentimes we are not willing to do the hard thing. We don't want to some people don't want to confront themselves. Some people don't want to confront themselves. And so living effectively require embracing truth. Write that down. Living effectively requires embracing truth, even when it is uncomfortable. Glory to God. Ooh, let me say it again. Living effectively requires embracing truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Ooh, 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 ooh. So this morning, I want you to listen to this. Thomas Jefferson says this. He says, honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. Boy, I like that. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. If I had to write a book again, I would say honesty is the first chapter in living effectively. Honesty, honesty. Self-deception has to go away. Self-deception has to go away. I'm not going to believe a lie. Mm-mm. I'm not going to believe a lie. The Bible teaches us the truth will set us free. So I'm in pursuit of the truth. So every day I get up, I'm trying to discover truth. I sometimes study what look like it's being done wrong just to find out or see if I'm practicing any of those behaviors to ensure that I don't become the result of what I don't think it could be. Because you could be deceiving yourself. You could literally be in something and not realize you're what you're trying to talk yourself out of. Okay? And so honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. By failing to see your flaws and your issues, you delay progress and continual growth. You hinder yourself from fulfillment. Fulfillment. That's what I want. That's what I want for everybody. I want everybody to get to the place where fulfillment becomes a part of who you are. How are you feeling? I'm feeling great. Where are you? I'm in a good place. How did you get in a good place? I started to do the work. I wasn't afraid to do the work. One must do the work in order to live life effectively. So this morning I woke up and I thought, oh my God, I have to refer to this reality because if we don't get this down, we will never change. Okay? If we don't get this down, we will never change. And we could keep going in circles and we could be wondering, oh my goodness, the devil's just trying to get me. And let me tell you something. You have not studied to show yourself approved. You don't have the information necessary. And sometimes you have the information, but you don't want to address it. You don't want to address it. You're afraid to address what is truth. How many of you have ever been there? I've been there a lot. Afraid to address what is true. I know I needed to address it, but I don't want to address it. I know I need to make certain actions my reality, but I'm afraid to make those. So deception may give us what we want for the present, but it will always take away at the end. That's why self-deception is so dangerous. So 5 ways self-deception hinder us from living effectively. I want you to look at this. Okay, 5 ways self-deception hinders us from living effectively. Okay, number 1, it prevents growth. Prevents growth. Some people say, man, I just been in the same place, or I've been here for a long time. I've been here for a long time. That's because you're in a place for a long time that you don't feel like you should be. It's because you don't want to address some stuff. You don't want to address some stuff. When we talk about self-deception, or oftentimes we hear these words a lot. Don't go there. We hear those words a lot. Even if we don't hear them from other people, we hear them from ourselves. Am I helping anybody this morning? How many of you got those areas where you don't go there? Don't go there. You're not willing to talk about your money. You're not willing to talk about your health. You good? Okay? You're not willing to talk about relationships. You're not willing to talk about the past. You're not willing to talk about the future. You're not willing to talk about stagnation. Number 1, living in denial, dealing with self-deception it prevents growth. So prevents growth. Am I growing? And you really got to get to the point where you really have to be honest about that sometimes. Am I growing? I wrote this statement down. I said, everybody does better with a coach. Everybody does better with a coach. Why? Because this person can help you to identify how you should be growing and what you could do to help yourself grow. So number one, it prevents you from growth. Number two, it hinders progress. Okay? Number two, it hinders progress. Okay? One, it prevents growth, but progress is another thing. Some people haven't seen progress in a long time. Some people haven't seen progress in their credit score. They haven't seen progress in their bodies. You haven't seen progress in your environment. You haven't seen progress in your social circle. You haven't seen progress in your personal life. You haven't seen progress on your job. Write this down, guys. Self-deception hinders progress. Self-deception hinders progress. I don't know why I'm not being promoted. I don't know why in the world I don't have an emergency fund right now. I don't know why in the world I'm still not seeing myself where I should be. You don't want to see yourself where you should be. People like me, you avoid. Right? People like me, you avoid. You know how many people avoid the truth? Because the truth is uncomfortable. The truth is uncomfortable, but it is the truth that will set you free. I want to be free. I want to be free. The other one is, watch this. We're talking about 5 ways self-deception hinders effective living. Number 3, it creates false reality. 5 ways self-deception hinders effective living. Number 3, it creates false reality. False reality. You call it the truth, but it is the truth that you have conjured up in your own head. People don't like me. People don't like me. How many of you have heard people say things like that? Well, the truth is, there are some people who don't like you. But also the truth is you have not acquired people's skills. Okay? You've not acquired people's skills. And that's holding you back. That's keeping you from becoming your best self. You've got to be committed to finding yourself. You've got to be like, I have to find me. Okay? I have to do what I have to do to discover me. So the reality of it is, if you have a false reality, it's what we call you believing a lie. You believing a lie, and you're locked in. You're locked in. How many of you met people who are like totally locked in? You got to be open. You got to be open to the Holy Spirit. You got to be open to the Word of God. You got to be open to the instructors in your life. You have to be open to discernment. You have to be open to truth, not false reality, not concepts that you have conjured up to believe and that you're holding on to and you're not letting go. I've heard people say this, and I'm working on it myself. I'm working on making sure that I don't find myself in this position where I'm saying things that I don't care what anybody says. This is what I believe. I don't care what anybody says. Those are some strong words. Those are some strong words. I don't care what nobody says. And this statement here that has become very popular. Well, my truth is, your truth could be a false reality. It could be true to you. I'm true to your circle, but it doesn't still have to be true. It has it's limited. If you study more, if you do the work, you will discover that yes, it is partially truth. That's why you have to not be so quick to establish false reality. So, next one, avoiding responsibility. 5 ways to self-deception hinders us from living effectively. It avoids responsibility. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm not, it's not my fault. I'm not taking responsibility for it. It's not my fault. I'm going to always push it out. I'm going to always push it out rather than stopping and saying, I need to work on everybody can improve. That's what I teach. There's always room for improvement. Always room for improvement. Not the kind of improvement that causes you to beat yourself up. It's the improvement that you say, you know what? I'm working on me. I'm working on me, Miller. I'm working on me. I'm working on me. And that's what you should do every day. Continue to work on you so God can be glorified. So it's me versus me. I'm taking personal responsibility. I am taking personal responsibility. How many of you could say that this morning? I am taking personal responsibility. I'm not avoiding the truth. A part of it is it's my responsibility to make sure that I pay attention to what needs to be paid attention in regards to me getting better, in regards to me becoming the person that I was created to be. Okay, last but not least, when we talk about 5 ways self-deception hinders effective living, it sabotages long-term success. It sabotages long-term success. So some people aren't going anywhere and they're not going to go anywhere because of what they believe. Let me say it again. Some people aren't going anywhere, and for a long time, they're not going to go anywhere because of what they believe. Some people believe, at this age, I need to check out. When the truth is, you could still have 10 years in front of you. My God, you still got 10 years in front of you, 365 days in a year, and you still got 10 years in front of you. Why in the world are you checking out? Why in the world are you checking out? Every day is an opportunity to bear fruit. How many of you all agree with that? Every day is an opportunity to bear fruit. You have to declare, I'm committed to getting better. So I'm never going to check out. I'm not going to check out. Why should I check out? I want God to be glorified out of my life. And I'm not going to run from where I can improve. I'm not going to avoid whatever it is that I need to address, look into, that speaks to improving. I want to improve in every area of my life. Okay? I want to improve in every area of my life. Now, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen if you're not doing the small adjustments. And that's all I'm asking you to do. Be willing to make the adjustments. And don't beat yourself up in your mind. Don't beat yourself up in your speech. Don't beat yourself up in your spirit. Suppressing yourself and literally talking down to yourself and literally feeling bad about yourself. You are created in the image and the likeness of God. God is your Father, and you are blessed beyond measure. And the fact that you've still been given a day, the fact that you've been given a month, the fact that you've been given a year, you need to get up and walk with some spunk in your step and declare that if God be for me, who can be against me? I will not be my greatest enemy in this season. Can I get a couple of you to declare that right now? I will not be my greatest enemy in this season. Okay? I want you to declare it. I will not be my greatest enemy in this season. Now, I know God is for me. Watch this, y'all. I know God is for me. The question is, am I for me? But Miller, you don't understand. Everybody thinks. I want you to be delivered from people's opinion. I want you to become obsessed with God's position. Okay? I want you to become obsessed with God's idea. May the Lord deliver us all from people's opinions. May we break the shackles that have held us back from becoming our best selves. You need to remind yourself that if God be for you, who can be against you? Stop playing small. Stop being so passive. Just remind yourself that there's a gift within you that has been placed there by God, and it is your responsibility every day to just get up and figure out, how can I become a better version of myself so God can be glorified? A lot of people don't want to address this subject matter because it demands that you move out of self-deception. Last but not least, guys, I'm going to reiterate. Watch this. 5 ways self-deception hinders effective living. It prevents growth. It hinders progress. It creates false reality, which is my favorite one I would like to look into. It avoids responsibility, and it sabotages long-term success. People who are dealing with self-deception are often stuck and aren't going anywhere. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Pray for me as I pray for you. Let's keep going to the top. Remind yourself, greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. If you enjoyed this week's teaching and you want to be a blessing to me and effective living, feel free to do so. Sow a seed in the life of the brother who is bringing practical truth on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, here on Facebook and YouTube. Love and appreciate you all. Remember, you are responsible for creating the life that you desire. If you're dealing with things that ought to be addressed, but you're not addressing those things, then unfortunately, it's going to make the journey so much more difficult for you. So don't allow anything or anyone to stop you from becoming your best self. You've been placed here in the earth for such a time as this. Now, do something today so that God can be glorified. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you back on Monday with another exciting teaching at 6 a.m. right here. God bless you.